Morning. We're here just west of the large dorm looking at Scarlet Elder. It's a tall shrub, gets up to maybe 10-12 feet tall. We missed it in bloom back in May. Here it is in fruit in midsummer. These small red berries in these loose clusters. These clusters would have been creamy white flowers back about 2 months ago. You hear elderberry, you think edible. This one is not. The blue one that you see further south in Wisconsin and further south than that, that's used for making jams and jellies and wines and things like that. This one is mildly toxic, so people don't eat this one. We just look at it because it looks nice. Birds will eat it, but not a lot at one time. I've seen robins and cedar waxwings picking just a couple, and then they fly away, they come back later. So they don't gorge themselves because, again, it's mildly toxic. But very showy in fruit. It has these pinnately, it's called pinnately, like a fern pinnate, compound leaves. So this whole thing right here that I'm holding is one leaf, and these are the leaflets. But this is one true leaf right here, a pinnately compound leaf. But it's one of those earlier fruiting shrubs up here, and very showy when it's at full color. Scarlet Elder, also called red-berried elder. This is everybody's favorite, certainly one of my favorites. This is Maidenhair Fern. I think of all the plant material painted or drawn or photographed over the years at the clearing, this is right up there. Maybe it's the most popular, I don't know. It's a very delicate fern with these small leaf sections or frond sections that look a little bit like tiny feet in some cases. Again, very soft and delicate. The stems are black, a nice contrast with the green foliage. And if you can see it, they're kind of arranged in a semicircular shape on the stems. This is a patch. We have several patches at the clearing. This is a nice one right along the road that leads to the guest parking lot. So everybody's favorite Maidenhair Fern. Another one of my favorites right here, Black-Eyed Susan. In fact, my wife and I had this in our wedding, bouquets of Black-Eyed Susans. It's another of many plants around here in the aster family. Typical aster family-like flower. Yellow petals, brown centers. Great for pollinating insects. A lot of butterflies will feed on the nectar of Black-Eyed Susan. If you look carefully, you can see a really fuzzy stem and rough, kind of fuzzy leaves. Another characteristic of Black-Eyed Susan. But it kind of comes into bloom after the lance leaf coreopsis are finished. And takes over in the yellow category for a month or so until the goldenrods come into bloom later in summer and early fall. So, Black-Eyed Susan, some people will call it actually brown-eyed Susan because it's more brown than black, but either way, it's a great plant. This is common milkweed, another plant that's cursed by having the word weed in its common name. This is not, well, I guess it can be weedy. It can get out of hand sometimes, but it's a wonderful native plant. This is, of course, the monarch butterfly plant. Monarch butterflies lay their eggs on milkweed, and the larvae come out of the egg and feed on the sap of this plant, which most insects don't like, and then will form this beautiful chrysalis, usually hanging underneath somewhere, and then come out as an adult butterfly. Beautiful pink flowers in clusters, fragrant, large oval-shaped leaves. When you break a leaf off, you'll see that it bleeds a milky sap. That's what the larvae of the monarch butterfly feed on. And again, other insects find that unappealing, so not a lot of things feed on milkweed. It can get up to 2 or 3 feet tall. Blooms in midsummer, obviously. Very showy. These flowers will form a pod, a big green pod later on that splits open later in fall and has these real silky seeds that fly around, kind of like dandelion seeds do. Anyway, a really valuable native plant, and I do not consider it a weed at all, milkweed. Okay, our last plant for today is valerian here on the south end of campus. And this is another pretty serious invasive plant here at the clearing. It really is pretty. There's clusters of white flowers, fern-like foliage. It can get quite tall, 3-4 feet tall sometimes. But it is invasive. We have several patches at the clearing that we're trying to eliminate. It was introduced originally in this country, hundreds of years ago as a medicinal plant. Had many medicinal uses, but it skipped out onto its own and reestablished or naturalized, as it has here in Door County. Again, one of those non-native plants that, while pretty, can be ecologically invasive. So we at the clearing are trying to eliminate it. But here it is in bloom, valerian.